If you're hearing this, the clock in your room has already chosen you. This is a recovered transmission. Do not adjust your time. Do not look at the second hand. You're being misled. You may think it's 3 a.m. You may believe the night is passing, as it always does, but it's not. That clock is lying to you. It's not broken. It's not slow. It's looping. You've noticed it, haven't you? Waking up at the same time every night. 3:21. Again and again. Even when you swear you went to sleep early. Even when you try to ignore it. The light outside changes. The shadows in your room shift, but the numbers, always the same. That time was chosen for a reason. It's the point where your perception is weakest. Your mind, half asleep. Your body, still. Your memories, disoriented. That's when it begins watching. You were meant to sleep through it. You were never supposed to notice, but now you do. And that means you've slipped out of sync. The ticking you hear, it's not from inside the clock. It's coming from behind it. Something else is keeping count. And when you stare at it long enough, it starts to stare back. You felt it, haven't you? That small wave of nausea when the clock resets to the same time. That static hum when the second hand hesitates. That feeling of being watched when no one else is home. You're not paranoid, you're being calibrated. In 2022, a pattern was discovered. People reporting time distortion, missing hours, dreams that feel too real. They all had one thing in common, the same exact model of clock, placed somewhere within their sleeping space. A familiar object, a harmless device, until it wasn't. Check your wall. Is the clock still ticking? Or did it stop the moment you looked away? Do you remember setting it yourself? Or has it always been there? Every time you sleep, the clock collects data. Your breathing patterns, your eye movement, your sleep cycles. It watches, it learns, and eventually, it mimics. Some people wake up to find the hands missing. Others hear faint, clicking sounds coming from inside the mechanism. In one case, someone swore the clock whispered their name. It said, "Not yet." If your clock runs backward, do not fix it. If it blinks instead of ticks, do not unplug it. If the time ever freezes, do not move. That's when it decides. You are not losing time. Time is losing you. They built these clocks to measure routine, but something else found a better use for them, as anchors, for replacement. And if you ever hear the ticking stop completely, you're not alone. Something else has entered the room, and it doesn't need to count anymore. Do not trust the time. It's not tracking the hours. It's tracking you.